Tony's always looking for a way to make sure he has a job the next day, and that's certainly it. It's exciting today. You know, as I've been mayor the last year and a half, there's three main questions I get asked. One, how you liking being mayor? And my response is quite simple. It's the best mayor gig in Texas, and I truly mean that. Number two is, when are you building out the 7th and 8th floor of the hospital? Well, as many of you were here, we announced that back in August. The 7th floor will be open in December to service the needs of the healthcare patients in this region. And thirdly is, when's that hotel coming out of the ground? And here we are today, able to say it's coming out of the ground, or going in the ground, I guess, with the big hole out there. But what an exciting day it is in Denison. Now, to be honest, there is probably a fourth question. They say, when are you going to lower my taxes? And I see at least 4 members from the Commissioner's Court, and I'll just tell you guys what I tell them. I say, go talk to the commissioners, they're the ones gouging you. All right? So, not really. It's fair, but they're great partners, and you'll hear about that here in a bit. So let's talk a little history about this project. Back in 2000, DDA had its first economic development retreat, where we brought in people from all across Denison and the region to start prioritizing the needs of Denison and the future. One of the top 5 things that was from that event was the need for a regional conference center. So fast forward to 2005, where leaders across the community were again hearing from local businesses that they need a full-service hotel to meet the needs of their international clients. With that, the opportunity for the conference center to go hand in hand was an obvious thing. So Denison began to look with partners, and it became very clear that this is a high-risk development for the city to try to do it alone. It simply didn't make sense for Denison to go open up a regional conference center without having a partner in that process. So as we began to look for partners, we were able to find one. And in 2008, in April, as you may recall, at the Denison Independent School District Service Center, we announced the Hilton Garden Inn with Convention Center. It was a great day in Denison, and it created a lot of excitement similar to what you're seeing today. The ironic part of that is we made that announcement on April Fool's Day. And it really did happen on April Fool's Day. What we didn't know was that 4 months later, our country would go through its biggest recession in modern times. And that really put a screeching halt to that project and many projects throughout our nation. As the economy began to improve in 2010, we had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Al Denson and his partners, as they had a vision to redevelop this site, again with the Conference Center and the Hilton Garden Inn, to be part of what this corner is going to do for Denison. We knew immediately, as we looked for a partner, we need someone with high energy, with a successful track record in the businesses that they've done, and Mr. Denson and his team certainly bring that to the table. Certainly no question about high energy, but he's also been very successful in his other business ventures in the past. We look forward to partnering with him, with Denson Walker Properties, in this project, and over the next 10 years you will continue to see the benefits of what we're talking about here on this corner. As I close, I do want to thank several entities through this. When I talk about Team Denison, and you hear me talk about Team Denison a lot, it's because it's really special. There's a lot of communities all across this state and this country that can't say they've got a team, that they're constantly fighting with one another, that the vision changes from year to year, and that's simply not what it is in Denison. We have a vision, we stick to it, and leadership change, but the vision and the teamwork approach happens. I mean, we're talking about a project that has been going on for 8 years, okay? City councils have changed, but yet they've stayed steadfast to this process. The Commissioner's Court have changed, they've stayed steadfast to this project, and I want to thank y'all for your commitment to this project as well. DDA boards change every year, but again, they're committed to moving this project forward. Tom Johnson, I saw him, I don't see him right now, but I know he's here. Instrumental in this entire corridor, in this development on both sides of the highway, from his gift of donating the land for Cigna to the infrastructure that he's put in to enable the things that are happening here. Also, our Chamber of Commerce. You know, as part of this project, we're forgoing future hotel motel tax that this entity would be generating, because they understand the big picture is that we need more heads and beds, and creating rooms will do that, and this has a big impact. So again, we're not incentivizing just the hotel, we're incentivizing the regional conference center, because this is not a Denison project, this is a regional project that people will be able to come here and use a 24,000 square foot convention space, the rooms, the full service hotel with a restaurant and bar, to meet the needs of their company and their organizations throughout the state. This has multiple implications both on the city in tourism and the region as we bring these people into our area. So with that said, I want to again thank Al and his partners for being here. Glad to see this is finally happening. And with that, I'll introduce former Mayor Robert Brady, Chairman of Denison Development Alliance.
I'm like Jared, I've got to hold mine up here. Old eyes, you understand. Wow, finally.
Yay!
You know, the Bible says good things happen to those who wait upon the Lord. And I think this is a good thing, and boy, have we waited. So we qualify. Congratulations, Al. Thank you and your team for investing in Denison. We've been working for Al for a couple of years, and we know how difficult it is for a project like this to get off the ground. We know very well how difficult it is. The project has been in the works for 8 years, like we said. We need the right economic partner and the right economic conditions for this to come together. And it's come together well. With today's announcement, Denison will have over $120 million of construction underway in our city as we speak. I'm not sure there's many cities our size can brag about that, and I am bragging. The $150 million a couple of years ago for the hotel, the hospital that sits right across the street from us. With that hospital and this hotel and convention space, we've got both corners covered. Now it's about infill. With today's announcement, we have over $100 million, like I said. And some of the other projects that we have going on, $8 million expansion at TMC, $30 million expansion at Reese Foods, $2 million on a fire station, $60 million on a high school, $6 million on a new stadium, and then this project, $15 million on this project. That's quite an accomplishment. But as Tony can attest, I'm not a very patient guy, and so what for me is what's next. And what's next is, now that we have two corners covered, we've got to do the infill. We've got to get the restaurants, we've got to get the retail, so that's going to be our focus. Tom Johnson has been a wonderful partner for us. He's out there pushing every day. He's hired a real estate firm, a retail firm, Edge Real Estate. I think Mr. Copeland and Mr. Ewing, Steve Ewing, I think they're both here. They're the new partners with Tom, and so you got a good partner, and I hope we have a good partner. They're one of the best rated retail firms in Dallas area, so we're glad to have you on our team. I can honestly say that Denison's future is exciting, as exciting as it's been for the last 30 years, and I commend all of those who had a part in making this possible. I'd like to point out a couple of folks, the DDA board and Tony for sure, for their hard work and keeping their nose to the stone and making this work. And also the Denison City Council, like the mayor said, councils change, DDA boards change, commissioners court changed, but we've kept the vision, we've kept working at it, and now this, you see, we get to see the fruit of our labors. I see Ron there. Ron has done a great job in promoting the hospital and expansion, and now he's got plans for the 8th floor. As our logo says, as our tagline is, we're moving forward, but the other part of that is we're kicking back, but we haven't had time to do that lately. and that's a good thing for us. So I think now I'm supposed to introduce, who am I supposed to introduce, Tony? Where's Tony?
James.
Who am I introducing? James Montgomery, yeah. Oh. James is with Gateway Hospitality Group.
Thank you. I cannot tell you how excited I am to be here today, and what a beautiful day. Huh? We've been waiting for this. The rain was here, and it magically left us on this great day. I am part of a unique team that's going to manage this hotel on behalf of the ownership and on behalf of this community, and we are so excited to be part of this community. You know, our business is hospitality, and you know, this will be our 7th project in the North Texas area that we're involved in and managing or in an ownership role. And I have a great team here in the Dallas area and in the North Texas area that really creates memorable moments for our guests. And you know, we want to be an area where the community can come and celebrate and have their city and local civic events. We want to appeal to the business community and obviously give them a home. But we also want to attract new visitors to your community. And we want them to have a memorable experience. Obviously, we're going to be hiring 100, 120 employees and create job opportunities. And we are going to be a reflection of this community. And we're going to reflect that in a very, very high way. We're passionate about what we do. Hospitality is taking care of people, serving others. And again, I can't tell you how excited we are to be part of this and to have this opportunity. And I can't wait to open up the doors and welcome everyone in, give you a fabulous meal, a cold drink, and a wonderful place to spend the night. So again, thank you for this opportunity. What a wonderful day. And I think next,
Hi guys. What a blessing. That's all I can say. It was a blessing. In fact, last night I had a blast. Last night I was in Disney in Orlando, and when I got done with my meeting, they said, "Hey, let's go see the Pointer Sisters." I said to myself, "Who are the Pointer Sisters?" Because I had no idea. I called my wife. I said, "Do you know any of their songs?" She goes, "You just ought to go." I got there, man. I knew every song. They were, hey, it was awesome. So I come in here just super excited, talk about hospitality, how great it's been. I thought about two things. I thought, first, if I said anything about this hotel, I'd have to say the journey's been about people. It hasn't been about me or our team, or it's been about a bazillion people trying to make this happen. And you just saw a few of them talk, but I kind of thought that I want to thank people first to tell you about the hotel, and I think the people are more important. So I want to just, if you wouldn't mind, can I just thank a few people for a second? Would you mind me doing that? I made a list. The first two are in order. After that, I just kind of took them at random. But the first person I wanted to thank is a friend of mine, and that's God. And I want to thank him for allowing all the things. Way back when I was a kid, putting stuff together, and you end up coming up here and meeting people, and you have no idea sometimes why you're meeting people. Then all of a sudden, the opportunity comes forth, and all these people start coming together, and you realize how God, way back when, started directing all your paths and introducing you to all these different types of people. So I want to thank him first. And then next Wednesday, the second person I want to thank next Wednesday is my 26th wedding anniversary. So I want to thank my wife. So I even got you something. Look, this is class. That's from the Pointer Sisters. Anyway, I took it from their dressing room last night. So she said she married me for better or worse. It's been about 50% better and 50% worse. So we're going to keep going. On our 20th wedding anniversary, she told me she wanted to go year by year after that. So we're having fun. Next, I wanted to thank Janet. I got you your special hat. You don't have to. For those who don't know Janet, I'll have an idea, and I call Janet at 10:30 at night. She wakes up and says, "Okay, I'll make it happen." So I'm a musician, so I count to 4, maybe 6. But she makes things happen, and that's your own little special hat, so you need to wear it. When we wear the white ones, you wear that one. Got it? Okay, hang on real quick. Then Marlena, my personal assistant, just say hi. Hi. Marlena just keeps up with everything, which is bad. And then everybody said the word Tom Johnson. Where's he at? Tom, you here? Where's he at? I know he's... Where's he at? Hey, everybody look at Tom right there. See, everybody look at him. See? That's got to be one of the greatest men that's standing out here. He's just awesome. So then I have to thank attorneys, because that's proper. So Ron Barber and Kelsey Pierce, they couldn't be here today, which is good, because, you know, you have to pay them by the hour. And then my friend Mr. Walker that helped us push this project over the deal. He has money, which is great. Then... Where's my Englishman? Yeah, you have to stand up. Now look, everybody here, you're going to see this guy. You got to turn around and show it to him. He's from England, so he talks funny. So, but you'll see him in the restaurants and everything. I want you to walk up to him and say hey to him. He is our owner's rep. He's the one that's been, like I said, I don't know how to build nothing. So he's been able to put everything together and just done a great job. He's from Oklahoma. He drives back and forth every single week. He's just an incredible man. And can you say something to him so I can hear you talk?
Well, actually, I'm from Arkansas.
Oh, yeah. That's enough. That's fine. But anyway, this is David. So when you see him in town, make sure you say hello to him. And then famous guy. See this here, stand back up. See, I'm so excited because I met all these great people. This guy, when I took on the fact that I told the mayor and them, I said, I'm going to try to get this done. I went and met with him first. And your Mr. Summers, where's he at? Mr. Summers. I met with him first. He's a salesman. I like you though. But he had all this stuff up here, so I said, how am I going to build this hotel? Help me. And he said, look, you don't have to use our construction company. But he sat with me 4 or 5 lunches. We had pizza all the time, and we'd just sit together and keep taking notes. And after I got done with it, I had such a great friendship with him. And I now know his family, I know his kids. So he ended up with Mr. Summers. We ended up cutting the deal, and now he's the guy that's actually building our hotel. And he's our GC, and we're so excited that you're here. So he's a friend, and I think when the project's over, he'll still be a friend. Just in case we're digging a big hole out there, you see it? And then let me say this, I'm doing pretty good.
Eric's responsible for the hole.
Yeah, Eric's responsible for the hole right now. Sorry about that. And then, of course, Bob, we have the best management company. You haven't seen, one of the great things about them is they're F&B guys, which stands for food and beverage. I learned that, now I taught it to you. Incredible. So what you're going to find out is the food here is going to be like way up a notch. And I'm not saying a notch from, we have great restaurants here, so it's great, but it's just going to be up a notch. And I have to ask him, what am I eating now? So that's how up a notch it is, where you know, it doesn't come out of a can like I'm used to. Hilton team, Glenn Griggs, our architect's not here, but they never come, they're architects. And then Tim Moore and Lynn Dowdle. Now I want to go to the city of Denison. I want to thank these guys, the city of Denison. I also want to thank the city of Sherman. They've been a great city too, but boy, Denison has stepped up, and I'll tell you just a little bit about that step up in a second. Chamber of Commerce, both our cities. Ron Seal, thank you, my friend. Yeah. See, when you point to Ron, I'm just thanking a friend. So it's great to have that over there, and he's going to have a bunch of people sick so their parents can stay with us. Mayor, thanks. Other mayor, thanks. They share a brain, so it's good. Drew Bynum, who's not here, I didn't see him, but I wanted to thank him. He's out of town at a baseball game. Scott Smathers, who has left us, but he did a great job. So if you know Scott, he was a really awesome guy. And then I got a few more left. Tony Kai, where you saw Tony, right? Yeah, I didn't know if you left. Awesome. He's been the guy that you can actually call at night, and he'll actually call you back. Because we're musicians, we get up at noon and then we start our day. City council, we talked about. The people who do the permits, I don't know their names. Like we go into one building and there's like 3 ladies in there. They're the nicest ladies in the world. And then you go in this next building that's beside that, and then you go in there and they're the ones that like pick up the dead animals on the road. But they do other stuff too. Nicest people in the world. And I don't know what else to say, but they're just nice people.
Building inspector.
Yeah, the building inspectors. They're nice people. Should have put it on here. Okay. I'm almost done. Oh, is the Herald Democrat here?
There he is. And there.
Thank you guys. Y'all have always been polite to us, and I thank you for helping us spread the word about the hotel, but I just thank you for the positive articles. Also, Channel 10 and 12, thank you guys. And then the Sheridan Buzz.
He's right there.
Where's he at? Yeah,
there. Thank
you. Y'all been very polite to us. Sometimes press don't like people. Sometimes they do. Y'all been very gracious. And I want to say thank you. And it means a lot to us, because what y'all put out there represents to a whole lot of people what they think. And I wanted to look at you personally in front of all these people and say thank you for the job you do, because it's an important job. Okay, now, I don't need this anymore. Now I want to tell you about the hotel, can I?
Yeah.
It sits right behind us. You got that figured out? So the hotel's first. The conference center's over here. Let me tell you something about the city of Denison, which I think is awesome. When I got here in 2000, and over in a place in Bells, when I got here, one thing I learned real quick is, and I couldn't figure out why, but for some reason, Sherman and Denison did things separate, and they didn't do a lot of things together. Now this is from a guy who's coming up from Dallas. So I wondered how all that was going to work. Well, when we got to coming to the conference center, Denison has been so good to come in and partner with us and help us with money and put some things together to make this actually work. When they did that, in your head, you think they're going to say, look, but we want that, we're doing all this for one reason. We want this called the Denison Conference Center. They didn't do that. They came and said, this is for our area. This is not just for the city of Denison. This is for Sherman, Pottsboro. They get White's something.
White right. Whitesboro, White right.
They said this for our city, so we ended up calling it the Texoma Conference Center. And that's because it's for all of us. And I think our prayer and our team, I don't want to make it sound like a church service, but our prayer for our team is that maybe this corner will maybe end up uniting our cities. And when people come up here, they think of Texoma. They don't think of Sherman or Denison. They think of the greatest people that I've got to meet this whole time. That's why I said this is about people. This is not about the hotel. This is about people. We have some of the greatest people up here, and when you look at them eye to eye, you see it's just fun to have people, and it's been fun to make friends. That's why I want to show off my friends and say thank you to them, because it's been fun to have them. So our prayer is the hotel's going to be it's a real cool looking lobby, and it's got a bar in it, and there's a little corner for the Baptists. It's got a pool on one side, which is really cool. It's an outdoor pool. It's got a big outdoor fireplace where you can come out if you want to get out and have a drink, or just get outside and sit outside. It's a big, huge outdoor fireplace with a big patio. And you come in, it's got a restaurant. And guess what? This hotel is going to have room service. So when you go in your room, you can actually eat in your room. So it's going to be neat. Plus, we have a restaurant downstairs. And James, really, if you don't like the food, you know how the mayor pointed out to the council, if you don't like the food, I'm pointing to this guy. So, but he made a bunch of stuff for y'all to eat on the way out. But it's a phenomenal hotel. I think you're going to really like it. The rooms are standard Hilton Garden Inn rooms, but we've upgraded a little bit with technology. So that's going to be fantastic. It has a workout room. My wife wanted me to put that there for myself personally. So it has a workout room, which is close to the pool, so you can have a good time there. Otherwise, it's just it's going to be an absolutely beautiful hotel. The design is kind of like inside the decorations. I mean, they're inside are kind of like a lodge look to it, but it still has to be a little bit of it's a lodge contemporary, if that would make sense to you. So it's good, but we're not going to have dead animals hanging everywhere. So it's very open for the guests. We're so excited about it. Janet has been integral in helping me up here, and I think Eric, we just got the greatest. It's just going to be good. Huh? Oh yeah, yeah. We have a conference center. I'll tell you. Yeah, I told you that. I'm sorry. And then it's got 4 big rooms, and the rooms divide up. So one of our big rooms divides in half, and then the other rooms are just 3 big rooms. When you take all that up and open it up, it'll do about 1,000 people plated at tables, which is going to be incredible. It's got 2 big, beautiful kitchens in it. And like I said, the food, I promise you the food is over. If you don't get anything else from the interview, I'll look at the media guys. The food is going to be good. Trust me, the food is going to be really good. So, what else am I missing? I think I got it. You know what? Are you allowed to ask questions?
Okay.
Do you have any questions you want to ask? I'm going to refer them all the time.
It's going to open now.
Okay, it's going to open thank you. It's going to open like toward the end of October, 1st of November, so we will be open for Christmas. So when you're having your Christmas parties and all that kind of stuff. Plus, we're working on a real special surprise that happens next year at Christmas anyway. So that's going to be, but I can't tell you about it yet. But it's going to be kind of neat, and it'll be really cool. So, any other questions you would have? But that was a great one.
Pools or hot tubs?
There's a pool, but there is no hot tub. Sometimes, I know when I go to a hotel, I'm not getting in a hot tub because I don't know who's been in there and what's happened in there, so I ain't getting a hot tub. So, and I'm just telling you so we just decided not to do that. You know, we're going to push them toward the lake. Anything else? Hey guys, can I tell you this? I want to look at you all in the face, make sure I'm seeing everybody. Thank you for coming. You honored us today. It's been 2 hard years of work, and I told my wife there'll only be 30 people there. There'll only be about 30 people. This will be over in 10 minutes. All you guys came out is just a massive blessing. So I can't thank you enough. So thank you.